Setsu, his childhood friend Yuhi, and their high school classmates are summoned to another world as heroes of Destinia Kingdom, at war with the demons after 5 years of peace. This does not surprise Setsu, as he was summoned to Destinia before as the previous hero, who successfully ended the last war before being abruptly returned to Japan to restart his life as a baby. While his classmates train as beginners, Setsu has regained his old powers and reveals his identity to his former teammate, now a knight, Elka, by spanking her, revealing her secret masochistic attraction to him. He also meets former teammates Glane and Thea, who reveals Setsu had disappeared in an explosion while dueling a man named Toma, ending the war. Setsu suspects Toma has restarted the war by manipulating the demons with curse magic. Setsu decides not to reveal his identity publicly and will prevent the war by going out on his own to find Toma, leaving his teammates to train his classmates. After stealing his old sword Kurumaru from Destinia's armory, Yuhi asks to accompany him, but he tells her to stay and train for when he returns. Setsu rescues a young girl named Ruri from a monster attack. As she is making an important delivery of the last piece of jewelry her grandfather repaired before his death, Setsu agrees to escort her to the next town. There, Ruri tries to hire a ship to the demon continent, but all travel there is cancelled due to the war. Bullying royal knights harass Ruri to steal her valuables, but Setsu humiliates them in front of witnesses. At an inn, Setsu peeks at the jewelry while Ruri bathes and discovers it is a necklace from his previous life he enchanted with protection magic as a gift for a close friend. This worries him. If Ruri's grandfather was asked to repair it, it could only have broken if his friend was in a serious fight and may not have survived. The knights frame them as demon sympathizers and try to arrest them, but they escape when Setsu summons his old friend Leviathan, water dragon and goddess of the ocean, leaving the knights bewildered and terrified. Leviathan agrees to carry them across the sea to the demon continent. Arriving at the continent, Leviathan kills a kraken, then transforms into a young woman, nicknamed Levia, to scold Setsu for not helping. Setsu makes deep-fried squid as an apology. Ruri reveals her customer is actually Desistal, Desis Sereno, the current demon lord and old friend of Setsu and Levia. Not wanting to waste food, they take the kraken to Valsi village, who celebrate as the kraken had ruined their fishing trade. During the party, Ruri realizes Levia has a crush on Setsu, but is angry he vanished for 5 years. Vlad, Dez's bodyguard, sees the party, and upon seeing Setsu has returned, begs him to save Dezis. Dezis has been cursed and forced to marry Terran Sneeder, the wealthiest human merchant in the world, who claims he can arrange peace since humans attacked the demon continent first. Setsu is surprised since humans believe the demons attacked first. Setsu suspects there is a conspiracy to restart the war, which probably includes Terran using his merchant's network to spread false information. To rescue Dezis and interrogate Terran, Setsu and Levia set off to Evil Barrow, Dez's castle, to stop the wedding. Dezis, who is deeply in love with Setsu, had worked hard to maintain the peace he won before disappearing. One day, her necklace mysteriously broke, so she sent it to be repaired but never got it back due to the new war breaking out. Terran eventually offered peace in exchange for their marriage, so Dezis agreed to marry him and wear a new necklace cursed to ensure her slave-like obedience. Terran reports to the conspirators he will soon own the demon continent, though they seem uninterested in whether the war ends or not. Setsu interrupts the wedding in the nick of time to prevent Terran putting the cursed necklace on Dezis, who is overjoyed at Setsu's return. Terran's bodyguard escapes to report back to the conspirators. Setsu confirms the cursed necklace was made by Toma and destroys it before returning Dez's repaired necklace to her, renewing their promise of peace. Next, Setsu decides to visit his other friend Regulus, king of the beastmen. Terran is arrested and Dezis asks Setsu for a date after the war. Ruri is allowed to open a shop in Dez's kingdom. Setsu and Levia depart to find Regulus. Flashbacks show Yuhi wanted to attend the same high school as Setsu, even attending extra classes, but couldn't get the grades and was heartbroken until Setsu helped her study. Now in Destinia, Yuhi finds she has a talent for magic and asks Elka and Glane for additional training to become Setsu's teammate faster. Elka is convinced by her skills but not her resolve. She pits Yuhi against a low-level monster, which she defeats but hesitates to kill it. Disappointed, Elka kills it and Yuhi realizes in a real fight she would only be a liability for Setsu. Thea heals her injuries and reveals Elka was only hard on her because she also wants Elka strong enough to become Setsu's teammate. Yuhi asks Glane how he found his resolve. Glane enjoys hurting his enemies, but advises Yuhi to find her own type of resolve. Yuhi defeats another monster but refuses to kill it, having found her resolve to be strong enough to support Setsu without needing to kill. Elka accepts her resolve as it is the same type Setsu once had. The king abruptly decrees Yuhi and her classmates will leave for a mission to the demon continent immediately. Setsu and Levia encounter Alize, another of Setsu's students, and her friend Amel. Following Setsu's disappearance, Alize worked as a monster slayer and was recently hired by Zathro village to slay a dragon. Villager Amel was worried her brother had disappeared when the dragon appeared. Alize noticed the dragon's victims always just vanished, with no signs of a dragon attack. After injuring the dragon and driving it away, Alize found all the villagers had gone missing, except Amel. She is now taking Amel to a city to find someone to look after her. Setsu suspects the villagers were kidnapped by powerful teleportation magic, which by coincidence lured in the dragon, making it seem the dragon was behind the disappearances. From clues in their conversation, Setsu identifies Amel as the culprit. Amel reveals she is a powerful dragon in human form, so Setsu and Alize slay her. Setsu and Leviah set off to the Beastman continent, while Alize stays hoping to find the missing villagers. Returning to Zathro, Alize finds Amel is alive. Her real name is Meluer, the master of monsters, and she has been kidnapping people to turn them into powerful doll soldiers for Toma's army. On the Beastman continent, monster slayer Shiraniko cares for her sick sister Miniko, but struggles as her medicine is expensive. After swimming for 3 days with Setsu on her back, Le reaches the Beastman continent, but demands a rest before going further. In the same town, Shiraniko's boss Kuroinu offers her enough money to care for Miniko indefinitely if she assassinates a troublesome man, Setsu. She attacks Setsu, but is easily defeated. Setsu finds she smells a cursed magic, so he returns her to her home but conceals her assassination attempt from Minoke, for which Shiraniko is grateful. Setsu reveals Miniko isn't sick. She is unknowingly wearing another of Toma's cursed necklaces. Setsu removes the curse with his secret weapon Glutton, a sword that devours magic. Kuroinu, another of Toma's agents, tries to kill Setsu, but she is defeated by Withe. Kuroinu reveals Toma's goal is to become God and wipe out all living beings, then she teleports away. Free of the curse, Miniko and Shiraniko insist on helping Setsu reach Rejdom, the Beastman capital city, while also hoping to find and rescue Kuroinu. In the past, Setsu tutored Roa, the Beastman's princess. Now Setsu returns to Rejdom and finds Roa is eager to become his student. King Regulus is also glad to see him. Learning Toma is behind the war, Regulus and Roa are eager to help. General Ruga insists Setsu's 5-year absence means he can no longer be trusted. He also claims to be Roa's fiancé and is jealous over Setsu. Regulus announces Setsu will duel Ruga to prove his trustworthiness, plus the winner will marry Roa. Ruga reveals a tattoo he received from a sorcerer that converts willpower into strength. He even transformed into his beast form, and with the tattoo Setsu still defeats Ruga. Ruga's tattoo takes his jealousy and mutates him, but his body starts to tear apart from the power. Abruptly, Ruga dies horribly as Toma's astral form manifests from his blood, confirming the tattoo was one of his curses. He is thrilled to see Setsu, revealing his grand plan is to kill everything for Setsu so they could fall in love and live together as gods. He vanishes, leaving Ruga's body behind. Setsu, his party, and Roa return to the demon continent to find Toma, while Regulus organizes his army to follow as soon as possible. 10 years ago, Setsu was summoned as Destinia's hero, along with Toma. Setsu was furious at being summoned away from his own life just to solve Destinia's problems. Setsu trained to ensure his own survival, and enter a pact with Toma to end the war. Setsu decided to explore the world with Elka, Blaine, and Thea while Toma stayed in Destinia studying magic. One day, Toma encountered a cursed necklace that offered him the power to return to Japan with Setsu, so he took it and immediately afterward learned Setsu had made friends with the leaders of every nation and negotiated peace. With the war over, he told Setsu he could return them to Japan, but Setsu chose to stay. With a curse driving him insane at Setsu's rejection, Toma attacked, resulting in the explosion that sent Setsu back to Japan as a baby. Toma was thrown far away by the explosion, but the curse directed him to a temple where scientists performed torturous human experiments. After destroying it, he rescued 4 surviving test subjects, Kuroinu, Meluer, and 2 men. Now Setsu has returned. Toma plans to form a pantheon of gods for himself, the 4 test subjects and Setsu. Destinia's army arrives at the demon continent with Setsu's classmates. Elka knows they are unable to stop the fighting without Setsu, so Yui decides to prevent as many deaths as possible. Many are killed in the first battle, traumatizing many classmates, and Yui has to stop one, killing an injured soldier who can no longer fight back. A hypnotized Alize attacks with Toma's doll soldiers, and Meluer summon monsters, killing both demons and humans to sow chaos. Meluer hopes to similarly hypnotize Setsu's former teammates, but they destroy her monsters, and Elka stabs Meluer in her magic core, destroying her magic power. Meluer doesn't die, revealing as a test subject she was forcibly given extra internal organs to survive fatal injuries, and an extra magic core. Using all her remaining power, she summons a giant chimera and fuses herself to it. Alize, who still loves Meluer like a sister, breaks her hypnosis and stabs Meluer. With no power left, Meluer dies in Alize's arms. A male test subject attacks in retaliation for her death. With everyone else exhausted, Yui bravely decides to fight him alone, but Setsu arrives just in time. Regulus' army finally sets off to follow Setsu. Yui is so happy to see Setsu, she nearly kisses him. Setsu is annoyed Elka has been teaching Yui masochistic nonsense. The test subject Kajiro is the one who escaped Setsu's attack at Deza's castle and is happy to duel Setsu again. Miniko and Shiraniko locate and duel Kuroinu, revealing their ability Beast Merge that fuses them into one body faster and stronger than Kuroinu, who is defeated. Kuroinu reveals she sided with Toma because the scientist's experiments killed all her siblings. The final test subject, Verdos, possesses synthetic iron muscles, making him immune to injury. Roa fights him, but he reveals his secondary power lets him disintegrate into iron dust, then reform into any shape. Roa is injured by iron cannonballs but activates her beast form. She manages to crack Verto's armor, despite being impaled by spears, and crushes his heart. Amused by his defeat, Vertos heals Roa's injuries before he collapses. Setsu destroys Kajiro's damage-absorbing armor, and though he doesn't want to, kills him when Kajiro refuses to stop fighting. Toma, sensing all subjects are defeated or dead, appears nearby to finally finish his grand plan. Toma invades Evil Barrow to attack Leviah and Dezes, but Setsu quickly arrives. Possessing similar abilities, their rematch is so fierce it destroys the throne room, splits the sky, and destroys mountains. Toma furiously realizes with the subjects dead, he is once again entirely alone while Setsu still has his friends. Going berserk, he unleashes his power, but Setsu realizes it is not Setsu's power at all. Toma is overwhelmed and wounded but destroys Setsu's sword. As Toma gloats in victory, Setsu traps him in a dimensional barrier and, unleashing his glutton sword, devours his magic until nothing is left. Toma despairs at dying completely alone until he suddenly awakens. Setsu reveals all Glutton ate was the cursed necklace that tempted Toma into insanity in the first place. Toma is imprisoned and at Setsu's suggestion is sentenced to spend all his remaining magic sending himself and Setsu's classmates back to Japan to restart their lives as normal humans. Toma agrees but opts to stay behind as a human without magic and to travel the world free of insanity to find ways of making it better. Setsu decides to finally see the world as a tourist with Yui, visiting all their friends and seeing every country as they recover from the war.